the matter, David?
I'm taking a shortcut before.
Hello, guys. Welcome again to the GBDENG podcast. Still trying to think of another name, by the way, so don't worry. You will be able to pronounce it soon enough. I'm Aiden, of course. I run the GBD Reviews page on Instagram, and of course...
Yeah, I'm Daniel. I run the page reviewing on YouTube.
Yeah, probably where this is going to be posted to, so you probably already knew that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, what are we going to be talking about today? Well, first off, we should probably do trivia. So
Yeah, we
that's
should.
the thing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll ask my question first. So, Aiden,
Alright.
who directed
Yes.
the 2018 film Widows, starring Viola Davis?
Oh, that would be Steve McQueen, not the famous movie actor, but British Steve McQueen. Just want to
Yep.
make that clear.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's correct.
All right. I got one for you. All right.
Yeah.
How much money was Tom Cruise paid for his role in Mission Impossible Fallout?
Man, that's tough. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Step that game up, man.
It's been a while since I've tried to look at how much actors earned in world records or anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 5 million. It's probably too low.
Yeah, actually, it was crazy. I just looked this up now because I couldn't believe it too. I did a bit of background research. It's upwards of $25 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That doesn't surprise me either, but
Yeah.
man,
Fucking
yeah, that's a
Man
lot.
is balling.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is, man.
That's a lot of
Fucking hell.
money.
Yeah. All right. So, of course, we gotta do some movie news. So, what do you have for us today, Daniel?
Yeah, so I have a couple things. First of all, just a quick reminder, everyone. Home Alone turned 30 this past week, so it's now a 30-year-old movie.
Yeah.
What do you like that movie, Aiden?
Oh yeah, dude, it's a classic. Honestly, I think I can't go a single Christmas without watching it at least once. I think it goes the same for like Elf and Die Hard, of course. So
Yeah.
yeah, those are like my top three favorite Christmas movies. What about you?
I personally love Home Alone. I think when I was a kid, it was definitely my favorite Christmas movie. I don't know if about now. I don't know if I really have a definitive favorite Christmas movie, unless you count Die Hard. I guess you would count that. I thought
Yeah.
personally, it's like the best. It's like especially for us, it's like the best Christmas in July movie. I'd
Oh
say.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
July 25th.
that is true.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so we got the other piece of news I wanted to go over was Tom Cruise's outburst on some people at the crew on the set of Mission Impossible 7. Yeah, he was livid. I am sure you heard that recording, Aiden.
Yes, I did. I listened to the whole thing on YouTube. It was crazy. I've never heard him that animated before, and he's been like really animated in some of his movies. So I mean,
Yeah,
it
honestly,
was interesting to be honest.
yeah, I've never seen him I've never seen him in any of his more serious movies. I've only seen him in Mission Impossible and can't think of anything else in particular that I've seen him in.
Yeah.
So I was joking to myself that that was his best performance I've ever seen him give, even though he wasn't actually acting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because Mission Impossible doesn't require that kind of drama and anger. But yeah.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. Yeah.
But no.
But I mean, I honestly, I feel like he's totally justified in that.
Yeah.
To be honest, Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, Yeah, because the movie's creating jobs, and if they get shut down, then they're gonna have to basically go back to square one and figure out when they can film this, and then they may
Yeah.
may not be able to get the same permits that they were before. So I
Yeah.
mean, those two people were idiots for jeopardizing the film production.
Yeah, it already costs a lot of studios a lot more money to try to make films during COVID with all the extra procedures they need to ensure for cleanliness. And then on top of that,
Yeah.
a lot of the smaller studios can't even afford that because it adds $1 to $2 million. Some films budgets are that amount of money, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's almost impossible for them to get that kind of money. So for a big studio to be able to do that, it's a privilege, obviously, and they need
It
to
is.
understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. I'm glad we're on the same page there.
Yeah. So we got some first images of Coming to America. I don't know if you've seen
Ooh.
the
Oh,
first
I've
Coming
seen.
to America film.
Yeah, I saw the first one. It was pretty funny to be honest. I mean, I always the line that always sticks with me is gonna sound really weird. It's that scene where Eddie Murphy's in the bath. It's like the beginning of the movie. Then this chick just comes out of nowhere, from underneath the water, and she's like, "Your royal penis is clean, Your Highness." I always found that just fucking funny. You
Yeah,
know,
no, I never seen it though.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you never seen
I
the
never
movie?
seen
Oh, you're
Coming to
missing out,
America.
man.
Yeah, I never seen Coming to
Yeah.
America. I've only seen like, I've only seen one live action Eddie Murphy movie. It was Dolomite Is My Name. I don't know if you've seen that. It's on
No, I
Netflix.
still
It's a
need to
pretty
watch
good
that.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Shrek. I also noticed, quick fun fact, I was looking at some stuff and I realized that they actually gave Eddie Murphy a BAFTA nomination for Best Supporting Actor for his voice performance in Shrek, and that's the only
Really?
time anyone's ever gotten a acting nomination. I think in any of the major award circles for voiceover performance. So it's just fun
Well,
fact.
well, there you go. I actually didn't know that. Thank you for enlightening me, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another quick fun fact that I saw that was sort of news. The original plan for Avatar 2 was actually
Yeah.
supposed to come out like this past week, like this past weekend, that when we're
Wow.
recording this, which is kind of insane to think now because of how much stuff has been pulled back.
Yeah.
I think they're trying for a 2022 release. I don't think they're even trying for next year at this point. I don't remember what studio is making Avatar 2 again. Do you remember? I don't
Wait,
remember.
sorry, say that again?
What studio is making Avatar 2? Because I don't remember.
I can't even remember either, to be honest. It's
Okay.
been so long since the first one. I've almost forgotten everything about it, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like,
I mean, James
yeah,
Cameron's apparently been planning to make like another
five.
four. Yeah,
Yeah,
so to make a total of five, which basically
yeah,
means his life for the next 20 upwards years could just be Avatar.
yeah. I mean,
Do you
they
think?
better be good. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying. You
exactly.
know,
Like,
like
do you
they've
think
been delayed.
do you think people will even care by the fourth one unless they're like better than the first one? Do you think if the quality will keep up for the like if all the movies were the same quality as the first one, do you think that people would care by like the fourth or fifth one?
Uh, I mean, okay. So look, on by itself, like I think the first one's pretty good, but at the same time, it's only really good from like a visual effects standpoint. The story's like pretty cliche, to be
Yeah.
honest. So I mean, like they probably should up the ante.
Right.
You know, like story wise, I'm sure the visual effects will be spectacular. There's no doubt in that,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, I don't think people just want to see a retread of the first Avatar again
Yeah, no, for
and
sure.
again and
I'm I'm
again.
I'm curious if James Cameron's been writing them all by himself because I think he definitely probably wanted to make sure that property was his because
Yeah,
it is somewhat original, like the world he created, especially with all those visual effects. But
yeah,
like you said, the story itself is pretty cliche. But I'm just wondering if like he made it a purpose to write it all by himself. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, like he does have to have a lot of involvement in his movies. Like that's one thing he's always really enjoyed doing. But I mean, like it has rubbed some people the wrong way. Like people have called him a control freak in the past. Because he
Yeah.
has to micromanage every aspect of his film. So like,
Yeah.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing Avatar 2, seeing if it's good. I personally, the last one, the first one was fine. I didn't, yeah, like I said, the story is not that great, and I'm a bit surprised it's the highest grossing movie ever, but
Well, not
there's
anymore though, because
not
Avengers
anymore
Endgame
because Avengers
dethroned it.
Endgame, but
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know what that movie was for so long because I remember seeing the world records as the highest grossing movie of all time, and for the longest time, I just didn't know what it was. I'd never heard of it. I mean, I was younger, so I didn't understand it,
Yeah,
but
no,
like,
no, of course, of course.
I was
Yeah.
confused about that. Anyways,
Yeah.
so there's been a bill passed in America, like a COVID relief fund,
Yeah.
which apparently will put aside around $15 billion for things like live venues, movie theaters, and cultural institutions. The word is that in the movie theater area, it's not supposed to go to those big chains like AMC, etc.,
Mhm.
and that's supposed to be going towards supporting local ones.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's a smart idea. Like the big chains, like they're big corporations, right? I don't really
Yeah.
think they need a ton of help. And honestly, I'm gonna get a bit controversial here, but you might agree with me too. But I feel like the United States bails out big corporations a bit too much. So I don't really think they need to do that anymore. I think you got to help the little guys for once. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I've never really seen that directly. Like, I don't remember a particular issue where like the government helped bail out a specific company in an issue
Yeah.
particular. But yeah, for sure, no, they definitely need to try to invest in small business for sure. And
Yeah.
I think things like AMC are kind of gonna die anyways. I think
Yeah.
it's okay to let them die for the most part, as long as like people still have their local theater chains and other ways to see movies. I think it'll be fine, right?
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
think so too. I mean, like as long as you get to like see a movie in the theater, because I think that's the one thing that's watching a movie online it will never replace, because
Yeah.
that feeling once you step into the movie theater, you're completely immersed in the world of this film, and
Yeah.
you can't get that online. So
Yeah, it's an event, right?
Yeah.
It's like I
yeah,
remember I don't know if I talked to you about this, but Denis Villeneuve put out like a whole letter stating his feelings about Warner putting all their movies on to HBO Max at the same time.
yeah,
Stating that the importance of movie. First of all, he said that Dune is his best movie ever, which I found very intriguing.
yeah,
Yeah, and if it's his best movie, it's going to be really great. So I'm really excited for that. Like I
Oh, yeah.
appreciate the confidence from him.
yeah. No, I do too, man. Like I saw
For
that
that.
release, I completely agree with him. Like
But yeah, he was just talking
Yeah.
about how important movies are as like a thing that brings you together, right?
Yeah. No, like you
Yeah.
go to the theater with a bunch of friends, like, you just completely you not really turn your brain off depending on what you see, right? But
Yeah.
you all go there together and then you come out and you talk about it. But if you
Yeah.
see it online, you can like skip through parts you don't like. You're
Yeah.
not really in it,
You're
Just on
allowed
your
to get
phone.
distracted by your phone, yeah, things like that.
Yeah,
You can make
exactly.
like you can make it like a movie theater is kind of supposed to force you to sit down, be quiet, and kind of just watch the movie and pay attention to everything that's going on, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right,
Exactly.
we can move on. We're gonna get into our main segment, but I just wanted to first share with you, Aiden, a review that I thought was pretty funny. So I was looking under some of the reviews of the prom that have been coming out in the last week since people have been seeing it. I saw this
Oh,
one,
yeah.
yeah, I saw this run review that I thought was pretty funny. It gave it a 1 star, and the review said, "This feels so gay and yet so homophobic at the same time." And I thought that was pretty
That's
great.
funny.
I liked,
Yeah.
that was a pretty. I thought that was a pretty good review.
That was
Like,
good, actually. I think that about sums it up in some aspects,
Yeah.
Honestly, like thinking about it even more, I think I was too generous with 6 stars. I should have given it less, man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, maybe I need to start watching the movies more in advance, but I really hate it now.
Yeah.
I hate it
Yeah.
even more when I started watching it, honestly.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
we'll get into the main film. So quickly, talk about some of the actors in this movie. Specifically, I wanted to first talk about Viola Davis. Have you seen
Oh,
any
yeah.
films starring her? And do you have a favorite?
Okay, so I've seen a few. I saw her in Widows. That was probably
Yeah.
like the best one I've seen her in. I haven't. There's this other one she did called Doubt, where she's like the mother of this child who's getting sexually abused at a Catholic school, right? I heard that's
Okay.
like a really good performance. She got like nominated for Best Supporting Actor or something like that. But I mean actress, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, she's a very talented actor. I mean, like I've seen her on what's it called? How to Get Away with Murder. She's also really good in that show.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I saw her in Suicide Squad, where she's just angry all the time. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe they can do better in the sequel with her, but yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? What have you seen her in?
I think I've only seen her in one film before this, and I think it was The Help. I don't know if you've seen The Help. It's a 2011
No, I
film.
need to see The Help, actually. I heard that was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. I think it's okay. It's a little dated as far as its messages about racism in a lot of ways.
Oh, so
Yeah, but
it's
no,
too
she
simplified?
definitely. But all the actors are good. The stories for the most part good. There's just really this one really funny part that you'll learn about, and that's probably the best part of the movie.
I know what you're talking
Like
about,
yeah,
actually.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you probably already heard of that.
Yeah.
So Marini's Black Bottom, the film we're talking about today, is based on a play that was written by August Wilson. I don't know if you ever heard of August Wilson or if you've seen any of his other plays or the other movie that was also produced by Denzel Washington, directed by Denzel Washington, and starring Denzel
Fences.
Washington was Fences. I don't know if you've seen
Yeah.
Fences. Also has
No, I've
Viola
not seen
Davis.
Fences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's on Netflix. I've been meaning to check that out. Apparently
Yeah.
it's been it was a pretty good movie. But yeah, well, since I don't have any thoughts on August Wilson, neither do you. I think we might as well get into the movie. Yeah. Aiden, what
Yeah.
were your thoughts on the movie?
Man, I gotta tell you, Chadwick Boseman, stellar.
Yeah.
Honestly, like seeing Mank, I thought like Gary Oldman like had a lock, but I don't know. I think it's a little bit more close now seeing this movie. Like
Yeah.
his performance he's the star of the show. Like he had like a bunch of different monologues. I think the particular monologue that stands out to me is the one where he recounts the a story from his childhood, which was very
Yeah.
traumatic. You know, like the rape
Hmm.
of his mother, right? I
Yeah,
think that was a standout moment in the film.
for
Yeah,
sure.
it was a beautiful performance. I was immediately hooked as soon as I saw that because like
Yeah.
he was just kind of being like a little bit playful, you know, like cracking a few jokes, and then he got
Yeah.
really serious, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, he definitely shows his range here.
yeah,
Yeah, it's clear he cared about this project very deeply. Like you can see it in every single scene that he's in. He's also, I think, definitely given the best scenes of this movie, and that's why he's able to stand out so much. And that's why he has been my pick for best actor for the last couple months. I think it's probably going to stay that way. I very much doubt anyone beats it. I personally do think this performance is better than Gary Oldman's if we're talking on that front. Because
yeah,
he's just the star of the show, frankly. And we'll get into this, but I think he almost overshadows Viola Davis in that way, right?
Oh, I think
A
he
little
easily
bit.
does, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but no, Viola Davis's performance was really good as well. I think she did a good job embodying, you know,
Yeah.
the real life blues singer, you know, Ma Rainey and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
People still say she's probably likely a front runner for Best Actress. I still agree with that. I just don't know if it's the most worthy performance because this isn't
yeah,
a very long movie. It's only an hour and a half, and
yeah,
a lot of the best scenes and the most time I think are spent with Chadwick's character Levy, and
yeah,
for Viola Davis, she has a couple good scenes, but I don't know if I don't know if she's gonna stand out that much, even though most people still think she's like the best of the year.
yeah. No, no, I definitely agree with that. I mean, like, yeah, she was good, but like, there was no really standout moment for me. I think she was just kind of the same sort of doing the same sort of thing throughout the movie. I mean, like, you know,
Yeah.
she was basically either just singing or like angry at someone. It felt like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Though I'm pretty sure if that is her singing, it was very good. It was very well done. I think I'm pretty sure that is her singing. I'm not completely sure, but the Academy often does reward singing in a good performance, so I think
yeah,
that could add some uh, ch- help her chances of potentially
yeah,
getting an Oscar. Um, yeah. So I wanted to talk about some of the technical aspects. My
yeah,
personal thought on some of the camera work is that it tries some new things for like a play type thing. It being a play, it's obviously very restricted as it mostly takes place in the same setting. It's mostly just in the recording studio for the most part. It clearly does try a few things, like some of the crane shots, but off the bat, especially from that first scene where everyone's like going to see Ma Rainey, it
hmm
felt more like a comedy special, like the way they were filming it. Like I've seen like some of the camera placements and moves were something that reminded me of a comedy special. And
yeah,
while it tries some new stuff, I particularly like the shot where it's showing like the streets of Chicago there.
yeah,
Um, it's not too great. I think some of the framing could have been better. Like saw that like Levy's like love interest, I don't remember the exact name, was in the frame in a couple shots, and I didn't know why particularly. It kind of
yeah.
distracted me from what was going on sometimes.
Yeah, no, no, I definitely agree with you, man. And I mean, like, this isn't really about like camera work and stuff, but like, I don't know if you noticed, there's like a scene near the end where like you see like an L train going by. It looks like it's a million miles up in the sky. It looks way too high. It just didn't look right to me, you know?
You mean
But
the one where the shot below the train tracks?
no, no, not that one. It
Oh,
was like kind of near the end where like Ma's getting into her car to like leave after like signing the like the release form, right?
yeah,
And then like yeah, you see the L train going by. It's just I don't know. It didn't look the best, but I feel like, you
yeah,
know, that's fine. They probably didn't have enough money to make things look super realistic. But I get, you
yeah,
know, it's based off a play. It's not supposed to
yeah.
go all over the place. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, it definitely takes a little more money than this film. Like, especially since it's a play, it's probably has a pretty low budget. I mean, it has some star power behind it for sure, which
yeah,
I don't think helps the budget necessarily. I don't know how much everyone got paid for this, specifically the big people like Viola Davis and Chadwick Boseman.
yeah,
Um, there was one scene at the beginning. What did you think of the beginning? Because so you kind of like it starts in the forest, right? And we see these boys running. I don't know if you remember this, but then you see the boys running, and then you hear the
yeah.
dogs barking. I just didn't see the point in. I don't know what the point of that was. And then it like pans over to reveal that they're just lining up to see Ma in the tent, right?
Yeah,
But
I mean, honestly, yeah, I thought it was gonna be like some flashback to like I don't know, like some runaway slaves or something like
Yeah,
that. 'Cause,
exactly.
like,
Like, yeah,
yeah,
that's what confused me. I was like, wait, why are they run? Why? First of all, why are
yeah,
they running? Then you hear dogs barking, and then you never see a dog after that. Like, it just,
yeah.
I don't know what they were trying to make us think
Oh my God, I'm
there.
sorry, that's my little brother. Lucas, not now. I'm filming. Come on. Sorry.
It's okay. I should be able to cut that out. It's fine.
Okay, good, good.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So I was interested because I saw Denzel when he was like describing the director George C. Wolfe. He hasn't done a lot of film before this, and I think this was almost the perfect thing for him to start with. It allows him to try
Yeah.
some new stuff. It gives him a pretty good budget with Chadwick, uh, Viola, and Denzel behind the project.
Yeah.
And I think what this movie does, though, is definitely accentuate Chadwick's performance. It almost felt over him. The simple sets, like, I think the sets were very good, especially that basement one. It really felt like it felt suitable enough for them to play in. It, like, wasn't, like, complete garbage, but also it
Yeah.
definitely wasn't, like, you could see the clear contrast between that and the upstairs, like, the normal recording studio rather than the
Yeah.
practice area. And, that door. You remember the door that he's
Yeah, I
trying to
remember
break
the
through.
door. I didn't understand what it
What?
meant. Like, you know, he
That's
couldn't get it in
yeah,
the entire film, and then he finally does, and then it's
yeah,
just like, yeah,
yeah.
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
get. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to mean something. It's
Maybe it's
one of
like
the.
him
It's one of
feeling
those.
trapped or something. Because like, there's no
y-
way out of that except for that one entrance, right? And it doesn't really
Yeah,
go anywhere.
but he's still
Yeah,
trapped. Like all you can do is just look up. I don't know if it's supposed to like emphasize his connection to like he has that one scene where he's like calling on God to like strike him down to prevent him from killing.
stabbing.
Stabbing.
Yeah,
Well,
the
potentially
other
killing.
musician.
Yeah, the other musician. And I guess it was supposed to emphasize that. I didn't really get that. But anyways, I wanted to talk about more about how this movie like shows Chadwick's performance in its greatest form because, like I said, the simple sets, pretty simple camera work. Another thing that I noticed, there wasn't a lot of music in
Yeah,
a
no,
lot
there
of
really
those
wasn't.
scenes. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of score music. And I personally thought that was a good choice. What I did kind of expect, especially from the trailer, it was very musical. So like
Hmm.
there was music underscoring all of like some of Chadwick's best moments, and I think the trailer almost gave away all of the best moments. Like some of the best moments are like in the trailer lead to better parts of the movie, but for the most part
Yeah.
it shows the best moments. I don't know if you saw that trailer, but
No, no, I did see the trailer. Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's kind of like not just a problem with this trailer, but movie trailers as a whole these days. I feel like they're giving away too much.
yeah.
You know,
But I
I
think
don't even know what that's about. You know, it's really strange. It's like recently, like people are not just like they want to know exactly what's going to happen before they
yeah,
get into it. And that's like okay for some movies, but at the same time, if it's like a
yeah.
big movie, like let's say you know, I don't know if you saw the trailer for like Terminator Genesis. You know, like I refuse to call it Genesis because it was spelled wrong, but like they gave away so much in that trailer,
Yeah.
like, and it basically ruined the whole movie. Like the movie was like bad by itself, but like the fact that they gave it away, like gave most of the stuff away, did not help
Yeah.
it at all. And I just feel like I just don't understand like why that's happening. Like the best movie trailers, even the best movie trailers, they show you enough to get you interested. They don't show you everything. And I think that's like something that like the industry seems to forget sometimes. I mean, like even like the Rise of Skywalker trailer, that movie is crap. Let's be honest, but
Yeah.
it didn't give away anything, which is great. You know,
Yeah.
like they need to do more of that. So
Yeah, for sure. Like
yeah,
Rise of Skywalker is the first movie that I was genuinely disappointed when I left the theater, and that's before I really
yeah,
even cared about movies that much. I was
yeah,
just I was let down for sure.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I totally agree. I think, especially with a movie that's this short, I felt it could have
yeah,
been like I think it was going for some themes that it didn't get to fully do because of the length of the play. I felt while this is a Pulitzer-winning prize play, and I can see some of the reasons why, I think it could have been like it's obviously designed to be a play, so it's going to be a little bit shorter most of the time. But I felt it definitely could have been designed to be a bit longer. Like
yeah.
it didn't go for anything more than the play gave, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. Like that's why I looked at the runtime like before I started, and I was like, wow, this is really short. You
Yeah,
know,
like I was
like
surprised.
yeah, I was expecting
Yeah.
it to be over 2 hours just because of like you know how long the trailer was. I think the trailer was like close to 2.5 minutes, like 3 minutes,
Yeah.
which is usually the sign of a longer movie. But
Yeah.
no, there it was, and an hour and 34 minutes. So
Yeah, like
yeah,
I haven't watched a lot of trailers where that have kind of spoiled the movie for me. I don't know if the trailer for this one particularly did, but like it was definitely one that I noticeably saw that the trailer emphasized some of the like almost all the best moments, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. Like the movie was like way better than I think what the trailer was portraying it. Like, because even though it did give away a lot of like moments of the film, like
Yeah.
I felt like the trailer was like edited in a way to make it seem like one of those like Oscar baity movies when it really wasn't.
Yeah, it
You know?
almost like was trying to make it like it was kind of the trailer I would compare it to was things like Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocketman. It felt like more it was going for a music biopic type thing
Yeah,
rather than like a more it's
yeah,
more a drama play surrounded by the fact that they're recording a album songs, right?
exactly. Yeah, like I didn't know that the movie was gonna be all about them recording one album. I thought we were gonna see a bit more of like
Yeah, like I thought it
Ma's
was
life with
yeah,
her musicians.
exactly.
So
Yeah, I thought there
yeah,
was going to be more of that and there might be some things, but like even it being a play, I thought we might see like a couple more locations because I think even in the play setting you could definitely have it so like you're in a different recording studio, you're in a different place giving out a concert, that kind of
yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And there's
Yeah.
only really like what, three, four locations if you count the street
Yeah.
in the play. I mean, movie. So
Yeah. I think
yeah,
the main thing I feel about specifically Viola Davis's performance is that about the Ma Rainey character is that she plays her very well, but I think I wasn't intrigued and I was entertained throughout, but I don't think I was intrigued enough to like look up more about her particularly, right? It didn't make me
yeah,
want to learn more about her life. It just kind of like they have that sort of thing where she's potentially like lesbian or bisexual, right? But
yeah,
they don't go into that very much, right?
yeah. I looked it up. I think it's only that was only like a rumor. I don't know if it was even really true, but I mean, like
Right.
they kind of like hinted to it, like when she goes into that restaurant, like with their
Yeah.
like girlfriend, and like
Yep.
everyone's staring at her. But I mean, like yeah, they didn't really explore it very much. But that's fine. I mean, like that doesn't have to be what the movie's about. But I mean,
Yeah.
like yeah, it just kind of felt like it was a bit of an unfinished plot point, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of like the plot line of her nephew trying to say the beginning of the speech? Like I think part of that was to emphasize the ending, and we'll get into that soon. But
hmm
what did you think of that?
I mean, at first I was like kind of annoyed because I mean like
Yeah,
it was just causing way more trouble than it needed to be, but I mean like it did actually help him, so she was right in the end. So I
yeah,
mean like it's yeah, yeah, I don't even know what to really say about that because I don't I'm assuming it didn't happen because it's a play, right? It's historical fiction, but I mean
yeah. I
yeah,
don't.
it was
It
certainly
might
interesting
have.
to see that. It was really annoying up until she ended up being right. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
kind of like it felt like a mini King's Speech type of moment. It had the same kind of mics,
yeah,
the
actually,
the circular, except
yeah.
yeah. So I felt that. Let's talk about some of the supporting performances. We had like the managers, we had the band people, Toledo, man, Slow Drag, and then Cutler.
hmm
Who did
Yeah,
you like
Cutler.
out of those guys the best?
Oof. I'm just trying to think. I think I did. I quite like Cutler to be honest. Wait, he was the one who was he the one who was talking about the guy on the preacher on the train tracks, or was that another person?
I
'Cause
believe so. Yeah, that was Cutler.
yeah, I think he was definitely the best supporting player, and I think when he has that outburst at Chadwick, obviously followed by
Yeah.
Chadwick telling God to smite him down. I mean, I think it's a good it's a good like foil to Chadwick's character who doesn't really believe in God, doesn't really like see a
Yeah.
purpose because all his life he's been hard done by. But then you
Yeah.
got Cutler who's like his has this unwavering faith in God, even
hmm
though his life has been pretty hard too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he brings up a good point. Like, Christianity is pretty prominent among like many African Americans, and then there is always the question that since they've had a really rough time in their history being discriminated and oppressed against, of whether they really have what kind of role he's playing, like if he really cares about them. And yeah, no, that
yeah,
it's definitely an important question to bring up about like why those kind of things happen.
yeah. No, no, it definitely is interesting to be honest. Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was a good point made by the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally thought that my personal favorite supporting performance was Toledo. I actually noticed that Glenn Turman, the person who plays him, actually in one of the Critic Circles awards, those are starting to happen. They're like
hmm
start of the award season, they actually gave him Best Supporting Actor for this performance, which I thought was
Mm,
pretty cool.
yeah. I mean, like he definitely deserved it. I think he did a good job, you
Yeah,
know. But yeah, yeah. Of course, we'll
yeah,
get into like the ending in a bit. You know, I don't want
yeah,
to really spoil it yet, but yeah, no, he had a very prominent role in the end. I
yeah.
think it was, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think
All
it's
right.
time we get into the ending. So
Yeah,
what do you think of it?
yeah,
What did you think of the shoes? Don't a one, a two, don't step on my shoes, you know?
yeah. I gotta say, like, it, it's crazy, like how fast it escalates. You know, because
Yeah,
like I get why he was so upset, right? Because his
right.
manager guy, like, I mean not manager, the owner of the recording studio, right? He
Yeah,
promised, Chadwick like a record, like basically a
yeah.
record deal, essentially what that was back
Mhm.
then, right? And then like
Yeah,
he didn't really, he kind of just screwed him over, and then like
yeah,
then Chadwick let that frustration boil over, and just anything could set him off at that point because he had sacrificed too much, he'd made too many promises to
yeah.
just like, yeah, to just accept it. So I mean, like,
Mhm.
yeah, I thought it was crazy. Like, yeah, he killed his friend.
Yeah,
Yeah, it came out of nowhere too. I wasn't really expecting it. I thought he was just gonna
yeah,
yell at him, but no, he got the knife from earlier, just
yeah,
shanked him. Yeah,
yeah,
that was interesting. And then seeing it at the end where the recording studio guy actually
yeah,
loved the songs, but just gave
yeah,
it to the police officer and
yeah,
his band. Yeah, that was really
yeah,
depressing. But I mean, like, it's very, I think it's definitely realistic. I could definitely see that
yeah.
happening. To be honest, it's
Yeah,
really
I
sad.
think that's, while it's a very sad
Yeah,
moment, I think it's my favorite part of the moment. Like, you can see George C. Wolfe's clear direction in that last scene, making sure
yeah,
that, like, while it's a great song, right, he keeps it as lifeless as possible. Like, you feel nothing other than
yeah,
just sadness from just seeing them play a song, while you see, which contrasts very well to Chadwick's whole performance, and when he does like sing some of that song. The contrast there, I think, was just very well done, right?
yeah, exactly. Because Chadwick put his own, like, because he's a bit of a fiery guy. He
Yeah,
put his own flavor into it, and then just and then seeing what like these people basically did to it, and having that guy lie straight to his face about the song, just so he could give it to someone who he thought was more appropriate to sing it. I
yeah,
think it was, yeah, it was very telling of the political climate at the time, and I think it. I mean, like, it definitely still rings true today. I mean, like, there's a lot of really great political films coming out around this time, especially
yeah,
around the election. So I
for
think it
sure.
was definitely smart to drop the film this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, I think this film was going for a lot of metaphors around about the African American experience, the kind of things
yeah,
where like the oppression of like the studio heads being like taking away Chadwick's songs, kind of them stealing their talents and also
their
oppressing
culture.
while oppressing
Yeah,
them at the same time. And
yeah,
then the conflict that can also happen within the black community, especially I think the shoes thing could also represent some of the violence that's happened in the past and still happens sometimes today around something as like that people find as important as like a pair of shoes, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I
I
mean, like,
think.
people can get robbed for like their like basketball shoes or something
Yeah,
like that. I know that
Like their
happens.
Jordans or their Nikes or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right. Well, any more thoughts on the film before we wrap it up, or?
No, I think we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely a solid film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might watch this again one day, but it's
Yeah.
it's it's definitely a hard rewatch, especially knowing what
Yeah.
we know now, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it's gonna be. I think
yeah,
it's gonna be important to rewatch his films to honor his legacy, because we're gonna get. Unfortunately, that's gonna be it. That's his filmography.
yeah.
As far as a rating goes, what would you give this movie?
Oof. I think I'd probably give this like, I think I'd give this a 9 out of 10. I mean, like, it does like most of its aspects well, but I think just like the minimalistic story just maybe brings it down just a little bit for me. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I
yeah,
have to admit, I was a little bit disappointed. I didn't feel as much as I would have wanted to with how good Chadwick's performance was. So personally, I gave this an 8 out of 10 because
hmm,
I watched two other films that day that were better, also films that were released this year. So,
yeah.
anyways,
What were those
yeah.
other films?
So I saw Mangrove, which is part of Steve McQueen's Small Axe anthology series. I don't know if you've seen any of those yet. They're on Amazon Prime. And
Okay.
then I also saw Sound of Metal, which is a new film that stars Riz Ahmed, and people have been talking about that. It's on Amazon Prime in the United States. I used a VPN in order to watch it, so I don't know if you can manage that.
And today
but...
we lean to our sponsor with that. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish we were sponsored by a VPN. That'd be cool. But
Yeah.
I gotta get me one of those actually. Yeah, so I can do that because I do have Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think that's the
Now-
end of the episode. Aiden, I think you have an idea of what our next film might be.
All right. So I briefly talked to you about it a bit earlier, right? And I'm sorry to do this to you again because I know this movie's about to be crap, and I gave you a crap movie last time, and I know I promised I'd do it better, but at the same time, it's Christmas, which means crappy Christmas movies from Netflix and basically Hallmark as well. So yeah, I was thinking we could do one of those. I'm not gonna tell you which one it is. Like, I'm not gonna tell the audience which one it is. You and me will discuss that privately, and we'll leave it as a surprise for you guys. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. This has been the GBDENG podcast. Follow me on Instagram at GBD Reviews, and make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications for this beautiful face right here.
Reviewing. Remember.
Yes, reviewing.
All right, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. We'll probably have one out next week since we're on break. So, all right, see you guys next time.
Yep. Peace.